allow me to just quickly share with you the flagship projects which are supposed to develop these resources. As I have indicated, when the announcement of the final investment decision was made in 2022, it unlocked the engineering, procurement, and construction phase of the country's petroleum projects. These projects are mainly three. They are the Kingfisher Petroleum Production Project, they are the Tilenga Petroleum Production Project, and there is the East African Crude Oil Pipeline. And so it's important that you appreciate that Tilenga and Kingfisher are petroleum production projects, while the East African Crude Oil Pipeline and subsequently the refinery will be commercialization projects. The construction phase of these three projects is now at its peak with commercial production of first oil expected during the second half of 2026. It's very easy to say the construction phase of these three projects is at its peak and it passes like that, but I would like to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that for the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, for this construction phase to be at its peak means that the people in this authority are working round the clock. It's a lot of work regulating construction work at its peak. I think these projects achieved the peak in this second half of the year, and we expect that peak to continue up to close for first oil. Now, the authority leads the monitoring and regulation of these projects, and these projects are mega in scale, and their implementation, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is intense. Why do we say they are mega? The Kingfisher project is worth $3 billion. The Tilenga project is between $6 to $7 billion. The East African Crude Oil Pipeline is around $5 billion. The biggest project in Uganda to date is the Karuma project, and it was worth $1.6 billion. So you can see that each one of these projects is bigger than the biggest project Uganda has ever had. But in addition to that, all these three projects are happening at the same time. I'm trying to explain to you the mega in scale of these projects, but also the intensity of their implementation. And I can't describe it in better terms than that money aspect. Now, for the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, the manufacturing and delivery of all the pipes which are required for the 1,443 kilometer long pipeline were delivered to the port of Dar es Salaam last month. So there are no more parts expected to come from China for the pipeline. And these were very many pieces. I think the total number of pieces that were delivered to the Dar es Salaam port was around 87,000 pieces. And they were coming on a monthly basis on very large ships. So the project is progressing because now all those have come in. But last week, all these parts were cleared from the Dar es Salaam port. So they are not sitting at the port. They have all been taken. They have all been delivered to the different parts of the pipeline where they are supposed to be used. So all these pipes have now been moved from the port to the respective destinations along the pipeline route. Now the authority is regulating the ongoing stringing, welding, testing, and laying of the hundreds of kilometers of pipes for this East African Crude Oil Pipeline, which is currently ongoing along the pipeline corridor. And I think those of you who have been to the field have seen what a pipeline corridor is. They probably know what stringing is. Stringing is just dropping the pipes along the route where they are going to be welded, and then subsequently they are welded, they are tested, and they are put in the ground. So as of now, close to 1,000 kilometers of line pipes have been welded. 200 kilometers of these 1,000 kilometer pipes have been tested, and they have been put in the ground. Now remember, the pipeline is both in Uganda and in Tanzania. So in Uganda, 150 kilometers of pipeline has been welded, and parts of it has started being lowered into the ground.